Greetings and welcome to the Surfing Violinist Wednesday web feedback. I'm trying to come up with some sort of acronym, like Webby Wednesday maybe. That's what I'm thinking about for now. But this will be the day that I interact, Q&A kind of stuff, and also I want to start making this like I did the Friday feedback a while back, where it was I curate content, stuff that you guys send me, stuff that I find on the web. But today it's just basically a Q&A. There's one thing I found on Reddit. So it's kind of serious, start serious and end serious. So this is an experiment today. I just want to know how many people actually end up watching to the end. So don't even give this a like unless you have time to watch the whole thing. If you have to watch it in 3 chunks or 4 chunks, that's fine too, no worries. But I just kind of want to know like how many people are actually willing to watch something this long. So kind of an experiment today on the Surfing Violinist daily vlog, just to see, if this kind of thing is interesting. I might do live cast because I think it's better suited for this kind of stuff. Yeah, we'll experiment with that once I get my internet fixed. Almost kind of what it is today. It's just kind of a long stream of consciousness Q&A session. Join the experiment today. Click like if you like it. You can click dislike if you don't. Just kind of getting a gauge of how many people really want to sit through this kind of stuff. So today, some findings from the web, from viewers, from fans and friends, and also some Q&A stuff. Okay, so I was trolling Reddit this morning, Reddit India, and there was this photo posted. Please don't bargain hard with small vendors like this. They do business not to build shopping malls, but to live and eat. Addressed to aunties who bargain. Now, I think it's a little bit unfair. I think you could actually address this to anyone. Like, it doesn't have to just be, I've seen those aunties. I've seen them doing that. But seriously, like, nobody else does this, really. Like, as a foreigner, I came here, I was like, man, this bargaining culture, I just can't get it. I'll just end up getting fleeced, so they're just gonna take money from me. But now I find myself, even as a foreigner, after 4 years, I'm doing it. Like, I find myself debating over small amounts of money, and later on I'll be like, was that really worth it? No, not really. So Uday11, he said, this is really something that needs to be addressed when joining or getting admission to any college. They won't bargain, but here for 1 rupee it happens. Usually whenever I buy veggies or on streets, I never bargain. And whenever I see these kind of aged people selling, never ever. And I think that's a good point too. When you see that they're aged, one time had a rickshaw walla in a pedal rickshaw in Noida. It was 10 at night. It was late, and he rode me a few kilometers, and it took probably as long as it would take me to walk. So you just can't. I've been 80 years old, man. Like, I can't even fathom that kind of life, Like, how can you even just give him the industry rate? Like, really, I just can't even justify it in my brain. Like, it's like Social Security in America. Like, the old people just get paid for their past work. It's like, that guy needs to get paid extra. Arun84 said, I've actually started tipping them. Here's an incident that happened a few months back when I was living in Gurgaon. I bought 2 plates of shakarkandi from this guy outside a mall in Gurgaon. I gave him $10 extra than what he asked for, and he flatly refused to take it. He told me, sir, ab jab bhi yahan aao, mere se hi khareedna wo kafi hai. I was blown away. Translate that, sir, whenever you come here, buy from me only, that is enough. The other day I did have a taxi take me to the airport, and I don't have the requisite change, so I give him and I say, just take the extra. He's like, no sir, no, it was way over what it was. Sometimes I'm not having change annoys me, but this is one of the situations where I could understand that he wouldn't have the change. I was in a hurry. He's like, I'll go get change. Totally voluntarily, he was walking off to go get change. I was like, no, Rand, seriously, keep the change. You've been very helpful, and just the fact I want to give it to you because you even offered to get the change. The last time that happened to me was in Thailand. That never happens here, ever. Like, I have never had a guy willingly go get change. I have to I have to practically peel the guy by his collar out of the auto to go get change. And a lot of times he has it inside of the wallet. Just the fact that this guy was willing to do that, I was just blown away. So, there are these kind of great, honest men and women in these service jobs as well. And it takes a lot of sacrifice for them to be that honest. It does. Like, that 10 rupees is worth a lot more to this guy who's selling the shakarkandi than to most of us who would be buying it. Trying to just think of each other as humans, the ones that are having a bad day or are giving us a hard time, it may just be because they're having a bad day. So thanks to Uday and Arun for what you said, and to OP, to the original poster. I do get what you're saying, but I think I think all of us could probably work on it a little bit. Shantanu Parashar asks, can you please say Taken's quote in Liam Neeson style? I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you. Can't quite get, man, this gravelly he's got in his voice. Yeah, he's got a unique voice. Not quite there, but that's my first go at it. Shreyas Wanere asks, hey, what do you think of Detective Byomkesh Bakshi? Haven't seen it yet. I'd like to watch it. Just haven't had a chance to catch up. Thanks to everyone on Facebook helping me with the phone issue. I'd asked for a 1+1 invite, and I've got like 7 or so. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to especially to Agam Seti for giving me the first one that I was able to use to put the order in for the 1+1, which hopefully will be arriving, ordered off Amazon, should be arriving hopefully today, so I might do an unboxing. So Mridal asked the question, Ford, which place in India is your favorite place for a vacation? Andamans and Nicobar Islands, Kashmir, Jaisalmer, Goa, Kerala are some places you should visit as a getaway this summer, places to escape the heat. Well, again, I'd love to do more traveling around India, but I haven't been able to register my visa, so we have to leave the country every 6 months. So all of our travel costs go through having to travel to another country. Furthermore, even though Rohan was born here, they would not allow his visa to be extended past a year at the time, because he was born here like 2 years after we got the initial visa. So they said there's no way to, he doesn't fit in one or the other box, so they wouldn't extend the visa. So we have to go back to America every year to renew his visa. So that's what we're doing for the summer. I would love to go to the islands. I would like to go to the ocean. That would be my preference at this point, because I'd like to go surfing. What I'd really love to do is do a road trip along the coast and just find surf spots. That would be my dream. Okay, let's see. Some questions from the YouTube comments. RJ Nair asks, you adjust automatically to the lane system in the US after a while of driving like us, as if those lines are for decorative purposes. I do adjust to whatever country I'm in. Like, I feel like in Thailand, the lines are kind of like magnets, so you kind of drift towards the line, but you don't cross it. In India, I feel like, especially on roads like Outer Ring Road where you have more lanes, you straddle the lines. You try to force people that are in the fast lane as close to the median as possible so you can get past them. I've noticed this weird thing. The right lane in America is the slow lane, because we drive on the right side of the road, and so you go further to the right to be slow. Driving the left side of the road in India, the right lane is supposed to be the fast lane, but it ends up not being the fast lane. It's because there's so many auto rickshaws or trucks or whatever, different various size vehicles that kind of hug the left, motorcycles and stuff like that. The middle ends up becoming the fast lane because people don't want to get stuck behind that stuff. So they want to go faster than the autos, but they don't want to have to constantly be moving over. So the laziest drivers, the slow drivers, they go to the right and they hug the median. And so it ends up not being the fast lane. So the fastest drivers are the ones who illegally passed on the left. So what they'll either do is they'll take the leftmost lane, or they'll just hover in the middle. And if you're trying to get ahead, that's what you end up having to do. You have to drive illegally because there's always that person. You just want to tell the person who's driving slow, get behind the auto and pass when you can. Because, we call them lane blockers in America. We have them sometimes, but not on every 20 meters of road. Like, literally, that's what happens on Outer Ring Road. There is a slow person, and they are driving 10 kilometers per hour on the fastest road in Delhi. And they just hug that median, and the only way you can get past them is you straddle that line between the fast lane and the middle-ish lane, and you just have to keep forcing them until they're almost hitting the median, and they will move somewhat, and then you just almost clip their mirror in order to get past them. But it's absurd and it's super annoying. Like, that's my driving tip. If you want to drive slow, just just drive with the auto. You're going like 3 kilometers per hour faster than them anyway. So why plug up the whole road just because you want to be, convenient? Just slow your pace. I mean, if you're going to drive that slow, why stop the whole flow of traffic? And then, then that's why we get those little, those young guys are like, because, what do you expect for them to do? They're trying to go like the speed limit, or that is. I don't even know what the speed limit is on that array. I think it's pretty much as fast as you can go. But yeah, it does take some getting used. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't take that long. I feel like as soon as the situations are so different, the roads look so different that you do not revert. Like I mean, it's Grand Theft Auto here. Over there, it's like, I am a robot. I will follow the lines. It is Grand Theft Auto in Delhi, okay? It's full on it. Sometimes it's pretty fun. Sometimes it's like a racing game. Agam says you're looking like Rahul Gandhi in that outfit. Oh no. Yeah, I do need to do Happy New Year. It is time. So Vlad Plays asked for that one. It is time to do Happy New Year. That movie needs a good walloping. Unfortunately, though, it is a Yash Raj joint, so I'm not sure. I haven't had good luck with them. American Dreamer said, please don't make an Uptown Funk song for Rajasthan Royals. I don't want them to be defeated in any match. What if you make a song and then the team runs a losing streak like before? This is true. This is true. Raj Chauhan says, Ford, you can't do it all. You should get an intern or a sidekick. Seriously, here she can handle social media and editing, etc. too. I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in that. Dream big, and I personally like your daily vlogs the most. Well, thanks, Raj. So we actually do have an intern right now, Allie. She's doing the design work. So all the little overlays that you see in Holly Bolly, those are from her. So you can thank her for that. Mohammed Altamash said, looking forward to the Twitch stream. He plays a bit of Dota, hasn't played LOL, but we'll give it a try. Hey, well, thanks for being open-minded. You're probably not going to like it. If you came in through Dota, you're probably not going to be able to go back to LOL. I get that. Also do play Hearthstone. I haven't played it. I've heard good things about it. I probably could use something like that. I'm kind of in a slump on League right now where I'm just losing every game and just getting angry. Okay, Brown Guy 135 asked for Terelie from Veer Zara. Putting it in there, man. Jay Verdun Singh asked, please don't shoot your vlogs on GoPro. So here's the deal. There is a new Zoom camera. They're the people that manufacture this awesome audio equipment stuff. So they have an HD, actually over HD camera, which will probably be better suited to shooting indoors. So I think it would end up looking better under this fluorescent light. That's the thing I think that the GoPro doesn't like. Outside, I don't understand complaints about outside or in the car using the GoPro. I'm not going to quit using the GoPro in those situations because it's easier to carry than my clunky DSLR and try to do selfies with the DSLR. It's not that easy and it's hard to keep in focus. I'll be able to get this Zoom camera, which has incredible audio, and the video quality will probably be better for indoor stuff as well. Oh man, you can actually use the thing like a webcam. So I'm using my webcam right now. So yeah, I'm hoping this thing, video quality is terrible. But these things cost money, and we've got a lot of expenses right now trying to upgrade the internet, which is the #1 problem, and that actually hinders the quality of these vlogs as well, because I have to render out at 1/5 of what I normally would, the bit rate, because otherwise I'd be uploading 10 hours a day every day. It would take that long. I mean, we just can't block out 10 hours of internet usage for uploading a video. So in 2015, having an internet speed like 1997 worthy. Yeah, you can blame Airtel. In Delhi, the capital of India, yeah, that's Airtel. Everyone's talking about net neutrality. I'm just talking about they don't even do their jobs. So I've had so many bad experiences with them. I'm just so over. Their customer service is horrific. Just over it. And their infrastructure is horrific. It's just a joke. You're the largest mega conglomerate internet provider in India, and you just keep coming up with these harebrained schemes instead of actually improving your service. Learn something from ACT, the companies in Bangalore who are doing what they're supposed to do with the internet, instead of coming up with these new scams and schemes that you keep coming up with. Just garbage service, garbage ethic. I've been cheated so many times. I'm over it. So I'm hoping that Hathaway actually, I mean, even if they promise, again, if they come up with 1/10 of what they promise, it will be worth it from my side. But yeah, that's the scoop on the whole camera thing. I would like to get this new zoom camera. So maybe when I go back to America, I'll do that. Man, it's just like a treasure trove on this Holly Bollies. You guys and gals have been given some great recommendations for future Holly Bollies. We've got our work cut out for us here. Tube or not tube asked, how did you guys get House of Cards from India? I thought Netflix is not available in India. We got one of those like VPN plug-in things. I think it's Media Hint. Like, don't deny access to people in India who want to buy it on the American server. Like, what's the difference? You're making more money. Why would you say no to more money? I don't understand these, this international tax law. Like, what is the reason keeping everyone's hands tied on that? The net isn't neutral. Because, I mean, you want to watch something on BBC, you have to wait 6 months or a year. And they wonder why, there's all this torrent stuff. I mean, think about HBO. Like, yeah, if you have the right cable service, or if you have an HD TV, which we don't. So, yeah, I mean, we can't get it through Tata Sky. We can't get Game of Thrones. So what are you going to do? You're going to go to Coke and Popcorn. That's where you're going to go. Or you're going to go to Torrents. So, like, I'm willing to pay you, but you won't let me. So why do you think people keep torrenting this stuff? I wonder, why are we losing money? Because you're not acting like the internet exists. Rishabh Jain asked, have you ever been to Akshardham Temple of Delhi? If yes, how was your experience? Because we like to film everything, it wasn't the greatest experience because they don't let you take any cameras in. And they don't let you take anything in. I mean, we went with some friends who had a baby at the time. And yeah, it's just a nightmare going in with the baby. They don't let you bring anything in. So, you get up to the gate and they're like, I mean, it's like freaking going into Fort Knox or something, trying to get into the president's house or something like that. It's just over the top, the security at that place. The experience itself was good. They have this really great film, IMAX theater film, about the story of Swami Narayan. So that was really good. They have this like animatronic kind of thing where you go in and there's robots basically that kind of enact these scenes. And it's actually really well done. I mean, some of the best animatronics I've ever seen. So that's good. The temple itself is incredible. The gardens are amazing. It's a fantastic place. Then they do have this ride at the end, which I'm going to be honest is a little absurd. It's basically any sort of thing that you can think of. It's nationalist pride taken to absurd lengths. Some of it's true, and some of it's just like, really? I mean, that's a real stretch, dude. So it's basically the goodness gracious me sketch, everything is Indian. Yeah, it's that ride. So, but on the whole, it's a good experience. I just wish that I could share it with other people. But you can't. You can't bring anything in. Well, Prince Yadav asked, India may shift होने से पहले आपकी lifestyle कैसी थी? Daily routine. If you have any video like that, आप upload कर सकते हैं. Yeah, I probably do actually in those. I mean, I was always videoing even before we were doing YouTube. So that could be a throwback Thursday. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I'll probably go back to the US, buy the camera, because I can get it in US for cheaper, because it's old, it's just hard to find. I found it in Old Delhi, but it was like $200. I was like, $200 US. I was like, I don't want to pay $200 for a piece of junk camera that I'm only going to be using to record video off, like capture the tapes that I've already had. Whoa, Yeshwant. Wow, this is really cool. Yeshwant says, he answered my question. White pigeons are born to normal rock pigeons now and then. They are called albinos, just like white snakes, tigers, lions, etc. The bird in the video is not an albino. It's one of those domestic pigeons that breed in captivity rather than outside. These are not rock pigeons. The difference between albino or rock pigeons and white pigeons in the video is that albinos are completely white, no spots, and even eyes are pink in color. I have seen those. Domestic pigeons have dark eyes and black spots on their tail. Whoa, awesome. Thanks, Yeshwant. Yatin said you should try Nextranet connection. Unfortunately, we don't get it in our neighborhood. I did sign up for their newsletter to let me know when they came, but they haven't come yet. Also, what are your comments on leaking of episodes on internet of Game of Thrones? Again, what are you going to do? I mean, people don't have full access to it. $15 a month. Like, if Indians are willing to pay that, why would you not let them do it? Like, I tried to do it through my Americans iTunes account, and it wouldn't work. The HBO Now or HBO Go or whichever one, they got like 5 terms for this program. It's like, if people are willing to pay an inflated rate, like domestically, and pay the same rate that Americans are willing, why are you saying no, you can't, it's not available in your region? They're paying you money. Like, They're not accessing it illegally. So what do you think they're going to do? Leak them all. Just keep leaking them. I thought HBO got it, but apparently they don't. So Tube or Not Tube commented on one of the Thailand videos. I've been binge watching your videos for the past 2 days. It's great and enjoy them, but I have a question about the two women other than Melissa. What is your relationship with you for it? Are they family or friends? Just curious. So again, Allie is our designing intern. So she does some social media and does all the nice pretty stuff like the new Surfing Violinist logo, the shirt we got, that kind of stuff. Why do you wear headphones while making certain vids? Well, I wear headphones so that you're not going to get feedback. And I wear these headphones with this thing, not because I ever used this, but because my other headphones are so hot. So that's why I just default back to this. Oh, I'm not interested. Thank you. Not interested in any new card. Thank you. Telemarketer. I'll tell you, though, this guy, he was good. He didn't, belabor the point. I was like, I'm not interested. He's like, can you just tell me why you're not interested? I was like, yeah, I'm not interested in the card at this time. He's like, okay, thank you, sir. That's how you say no. Like, in America, sometimes, you will get somebody on that phone. Well, it happens here, too. You get someone on the phone that's just like, they are not taking no for an answer. Oh, fairly serious question for Tube or Not Tube. As an Indian who lives in the West, I arrived here a bit desensitized about poverty, or at least images of poverty, like street kids, beggars, or shacks and slums, etc. Since your kids are growing up in India, do you ever sit them down and explain it to them? I live in the U.S. and there's a lot of talk about American exceptionalism here, and I hear that it's imparted here to kids in smart ways, or at least passed on through indirectly somehow. How do you pass on the value of American exceptionalism if you really care about it? If not, what do you tell your kids about this stuff? Actually, I'd never heard of the term American exceptionalism, but I do understand what it means now, having looked it up. American exceptionalism, as you're referring to, is it's nationalism. It's basically like, yeah, we're the best. I think of it as country music. That's what the first thing comes to my mind. Or America, that kind of like sentiment. But I mean, it is also passed on, in other ways, ways about America being a beacon of freedom and, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness or whatever. Which in our day and age, I mean, honestly, I don't really know what you actually credit for what's going well. I really don't know what you actually credit. I mean, Americans want to credit democracy or, a representative republic. Capitalism, whatever. But, we've seen all these things get corrupted in other ways as well. Why is it getting better? I don't know. I mean, is it technology? Is it science? I'm not convinced by that argument either. I mean, people are always talking about, yay, science. It's like, yeah, science gave us the hydrogen bomb, too. Gave us concertina wire, gave us mustard gas. There's nothing to keep science from going crazy, too. So science fiction is all about that. There are those exceptions in science fiction that are about the hopeful side, the Star Treks, and I love Star Trek, but most science fiction is rooted in this sort of ambivalence that what will this scientific power cause us to do? I mean, Victor Frankenstein is waiting on the other side with his monster, that is what science fiction is at its core, is this fear of what we're going to create. And so I don't know. I don't know where all this good stuff actually came from. People say it's progress, but what does that even mean? So I don't know. I don't take the view that America is the home of this stuff. And especially when you look back at our history, it's a checkered history. It's got a lot of bad. I mean, the treatment of the Native Americans, the treatment of the African slaves. It's not a pretty history. So I'm not really an American exceptionalist. I mean, there are things I admire about my home country, and there are times I get moments of pride. One thing that I think is good about the fact that poverty is more visible here in Delhi is that it's a reminder. And it's a reminder of what the world actually looks like. That 60% of the world's population is living closer to those guys that we see, those guys and little girls, old aunties, living on the side of the road. That's more representative of what the population of the world is living at socioeconomically. So I think it's a good reminder. It's a slap in the face. I don't know if I necessarily agree with this sort of Prospero's Palace style of economic advancement. Like, let's all just get in this nice palace over here, this Karth sort of situation in Game of Thrones, you know, inside the city walls, it's this beautiful paradise, and then outside, everyone's dying in this desert. Like, I don't think that that's the strategy. I think it has to be shared, you know? And so if we can't find a way to export it, and a lot of times, you know, I feel like the neocons, like that's what they say they're trying to do is, you know, like, we're going to export democracy. And it's like, yeah, I don't think democracy is what is needed, though. I don't think capitalism is what's needed. Something else is needed, and I'm not really sure what it is. So much of the cost of the good things that we have in America have been forgotten. You know, we forgot the fact, not only the people who died in military battle, but you know, the slaves that died in ships crossing the Atlantic, or the native tribes who died or were assimilated. You know, the cultural imperialism, the manifest destiny, marching across and just taking people's land. You know, all this stuff is just forgotten. It's like, yeah, we've created a quasi-utopia, which is it's not a true utopia anyway. There's plenty of crap going on. But all the good stuff has been subsidized by some act that most of us probably wouldn't agree with if we saw it face to face. You know, I wrote the song "Pay the Tax," and that kind of sums it up for me. It's like, you know, it's located in India, situated in India, but the whole idea is that it's like these things we see that we don't like, that's the hidden cost that we want to ignore. Like, it's coming to the surface, and we want to act like it's not there. And it's so easy to act like it's not there in America. So in that sense, I don't really like that. There are homeless people in America for sure. Usually, though, in America, they're homeless for a reason. They're homeless because they're war veterans, or they have mental instability, or, you know, just life has gotten to them, and they end up on the street. And they don't start on the street typically. I mean, there are exceptions, but they are exceptions. But again, it's the lot of 60% of the population of the entire Earth, y'all. That's the reality of it. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't think a city on the hill kind of attitude is the answer. This oasis walled off from everyone else. I don't think that's the right attitude. I don't think cultural imperialism is the attitude. I don't think capitalism is the savior. I don't think democracy is the savior. I don't think science is the savior, and I don't think religion is the savior. Humility is a pretty good first start. I think acknowledging that the prisoner's dilemma is not a good way to live. That, basically it's a zero-sum game that we're in here. I think that zero-sum game mentality is evil, actually. I think that that's part of it, but, you know, I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm trying to figure it out myself. All right, pretty serious stuff here. All right, so that was the uber long Q&A vlog for this Wednesday. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, post requests for Holly Bollies, Music Mondays, any questions you'd like answered on Wednesdays, and we'll be doing that. I'll be doing Lagan voiceover today for the Holly Bolly trailer. Dutta Prasad Gopal has been helping me with the writing of that one. I'm actually having a hard time coming with jokes because I really like the movie. But we're going to get that one out either by Friday or Saturday, depending on my turnaround time, but it will be this week. And then The Sky's the Limit. I've had tons of different recommendations. I honestly think the next Holly Bolly I'm going to do is for CID. I know it's not a movie, but that show needs to be Holly Bollied. Like, I mean, honestly, CSI Miami needs to be Holly Bollied. CSI needs to be Holly Bollied, or Honest Trailered. Maybe they have that. I think there's so much fodder for those, but I feel like CID is the next level, man. So I've already started writing that one, so that one might be next. But do post your recommendations. All right, thank you so much. If you made it to the end of this, you were awesome. Until tomorrow, keep it creative, keep it cross-cultural, and keep it constructive, YouTube. Thank you very much.